Japan is known for expanding its franchises across multiple forms of media. Manga are adapted into anime series, which in turn lead to visual novels or video games and vice versa. Companies seek to break into other markets by leveraging their IPs and drawing audiences toward the source material. In our capitalist society, a common dilemma arises. Should an audiovisual product be created purely for additional revenue, or should a different medium be used to convey a unique artistic vision? When it comes to anime IPs, visual novels often become the preferred choice. Game developers can replicate the same art style and music while benefiting from a lower production budget compared to other game genres such as JRPGs or fighting games. In principle, creating a visual novel allows the developers to focus on storytelling while deepening world building and character relationships. It's a no-brainer that IPs, known for complex narratives or intricate character interactions, make great candidates for visual novel adaptations. The descriptive nature of visual novels, and novels in general, enhances the storytelling experience. Many visual novel adaptations originate from anime, whose source material is light novels. Whether they incorporate elements from the light novel or strictly adapt the anime depends on the artistic intent behind their creation. I believe light novels are often targeted for visual novel because they share many tropes with the medium. Additionally, many light novel stories revolve around playing or creating visual novels. That's why I wouldn't be surprised if a Saikeno visual novel adaptation existed. It fits perfectly within the story of a protagonist developing an eroge game. That said, the general consensus is that licensed visual novels tend to be uninspired, catering exclusively to pre-existing fans by featuring their favorite characters in another format and selling it at full price. This isn't surprising, as most of these adaptations are self-contained, alternative stories with no real stakes and no impact on the main narrative. I don't expect a masterpiece when I hear about a visual novel adaptation of an existing IP. However, alternative stories do have their merits. They allow writers to explore scenarios that wouldn't fit within the main story. What truly matters to me, though, is that a visual novel has a meaningful purpose. Either it should offer a fresh perspective on the story, or it should provide genuine value beyond just appealing to hardcore fans who will buy anything featuring their favorite IP. Unfortunately, I feel that the latter is the primary goal of most licensed visual novels. If neither of those conditions is met, the result is just a low-effort cash grab that contributes nothing meaningful to the medium. Many visual novels based on popular anime IPs don't exist to expand the story. They simply let players indulge in dating their favorite heroines. While that's fine since there's a demand for it, I personally prefer adaptations that contribute something new. I read a lot of light novels in addition to visual novels. After going through the first 3 volumes of Oregairu, I enjoy this series, but I don't feel compelled to dive into its alternative universe of visual novels since they lack artistic ambition. However, I do understand why they exist. It's just basic supply and demand. That said, I believe there's a real potential in using established IPs to tell stories that meaningfully integrate into the main narrative. If I could choose a visual novel adaptation I'd love to see, it would be Classroom of the Elites. I'm a huge fan of the light novel series, which boasts a rich and complex plot with well-developed character interactions. While I wouldn't expect a visual novel adaptation, which mainly exists to provide additional stories to match the best arcs from the light novel or anime, it could still serve a valuable purpose. It could provide deeper insights into the characters and their backgrounds, as well as meaningful interactions beyond the vast cast of students across the many grades and classes. Classroom of the Elites frequently features in-between volumes denoted by decimal numbers in this serialization that focus on character relationships and a light-hearted moment rather than the intense mind games we are used to in the main arcs. If a visual novel was created using this blueprint with involvement from the original writer, it could still be an excellent addition to the franchise and has its place in the canonized story. Some other franchises have done similar things. For example, Date Alive visual novels were supervised by the original authors, and the fans seemed satisfied by what was offered to them as a result. While it still had fan service-ish scenes, it still boasts an engaging story and enough character development for players' satisfaction. And from what I've seen, the visual novel titles are somehow linked one to another, so it really gives the players the motivation to keep on buying the next installment to follow the characters' adventures. Unfortunately, when I checked visual novel adaptations on VNGB, I rarely see the original writers credited. Whether this is due to their busy schedules or minimal involvement, I think this is the core issue and why many fans feel disappointed, because the game fails to capture the true essence of the IP or doesn't live up to the standards set by the original work. I strongly believe that having original authors actively involved in these projects is crucial for maintaining consistency across all the different adaptations the IP features, whether the source material is a light novel, manga, or anime. Of course, playing these visual novels should remain optional for fans, but at least it provides a true incentive to buy those games and play them, since you could have the opportunity to learn more about the characters rather than experiencing alternative stories that are completely unrelated to the main narrative. The best visual novel adaptation I've ever seen is Angel Beats' First Beat, because it not only retells the anime's story, but also adds new, original roots. This game serves as both a perfect entry point for those unfamiliar with the source material and an exciting experience for existing fans, as they can explore new stories through these original roots. This is the ideal way to transition a story into the visual novel medium, as it fully utilizes the genre's core feature, branching roots. However, a key prerequisite is that the anime must have a concluded storyline to allow for the addition of new roots without disrupting the main narrative. This approach should work well with short to medium-length anime series, because it takes less time to complete compared to a long anime series. I definitely think we should see more adaptations like this in the future. This is just my opinion though, so I'd love to hear yours in the comments down below. If you enjoyed my content, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. See you next time.